So, Lone Rider here, and I'm here to talk about why you shouldn't get rid of your old mountain bike. Now, this is a 1996 Cannondale M400, back in the day when they were still made in the US. It's a neat bike, it's fairly light, it rides great, but it's got a 1-inch threaded steerer and rigid fork and some other things that don't make it really compatible with a lot of modern mountain bike parts. So somebody might have an old bike like this lying around and say to themselves, it's really not that great for mountain biking anymore. I don't feel like riding a rigid frame. It's kind of rough, and I can't get a new fork for it. The steer's the wrong size, and I'll just buy a new bike and get rid of this. Sell it at a yard sale, throw it away, whatever. Give it to the Goodwill. Now, you certainly could do that, and obviously, most of the bikes I ride off-road have suspension forks, so there's certainly something to be said for that. But if you do have an older bike similar to this, there's no reason to throw it away. The fact that it might not be as practical for mountain biking anymore doesn't mean it's not still a practical bike with a lot of life left in it. And this is a perfect example. This bike, I got used as a frame only, and I built it up, and I intended to build it up as a mountain bike. And what I ended up with was sort of a mountain bike / hybrid. So, you've got some nice parts on here, the anodized levers, Mavic rims, the Thompson setback seat post, etc. But you also have a one-by drivetrain with a fairly large front gear that's not really conducive to serious off-roading. I have taken this off-road. If I put it in the biggest rear cog, I can sort of manage, at least for a fairly, non-technical single track. Of course, it's bumpier without the suspension fork and whatnot. The bike can handle it, it's just not all that comfortable. But what this really excels at is sort of an around town bike, a casual riding bike. Think of it like a hybrid on steroids. Hybrid, after all, was a bike that was designed to combine the upright position of a mountain bike, at least compared to drop bar road bikes, with some road features such as higher gearing and so on and so forth. This is kind of like that, but in reverse. It's a mountain bike that's been set up more for casual around town riding, but it can still go pretty quick. It can handle some light off-roading if you want to subject it to that. That's what the bike was designed for, after all. You can fit wider tires. On the other hand, you can fit skinny tires, and then they have clearance for fenders. This bike would be perfect for running errands, for commuting on, whatever. And it's my favorite around town bike. I've also taken it on, dirt roads, gravel roads. Like I said, I have done some off-roading on it, but not much. I'm getting kind of old for not using a suspension fork. But it's got a lot of life left in it. It's a great bike. It's just not a great mountain bike anymore, considering some of the things we now expect out of our mountain bikes, including usually at least a front suspension. But that's not to say that there's a reason to throw this away or give it to the Goodwill or something. So if you have an old bike like this, just consider that it might take only a few small changes to make it a great, I don't know what you want to call it, super hybrid, whatever. But the point is that it's still got some life left in it. You can still have fun with it, and there's no reason to throw it away just because it's old, right? Lone Rider, out.